Ridgeview, we challenge you.
Ridgeview, we challenge you.
Growing up in this community, I've seen a lot of changes in this community, going from a small farm town village into what we are today and continuing to grow. Drugs have always been a problem in this town. It's just more prominent now as we become a bigger town. It's more readily available. And I think that it's all about choices you make. Choices that helped me get through school. You're going to be approached at some point and have the opportunity to try a drug of any kind. And it's, even as you think I'm just going to try it once, that one time leads into multiple times, and it leads into bigger drugs. Choices I made that helped me through it was being very active in sports, and also being involved in the mentorship program here at the fire department. I grew up going through high school, hanging around the firehouse, writing and doing many projects with the fire department, which helped me keep me out of trouble and making the right choices. So I challenge you to make the right choice.
Growing up in the Pickerington community was very, very awesome. Over the years, Pickerington's changed drastically. From the time back when I graduated high school at Pickerington, there was only one school, it was Pickerington High School then. Since then, we've switched to 2 schools. With that, we've had a significant change in the drug problem here in Pickerington. My involvement within the fire department as a firefighter and a paramedic here locally, I've gotten to see the drug problem grow from very minimal, from just alcohol and maybe marijuana, to cocaine, ecstasy, in addition to alcohol, marijuana, and then probably the ultimate one nowadays is going to be heroin and bath salts. And heroin is a very, very bad drug. Growing up here in Pickerington, I personally have actually ran on people's families that I know and siblings of some of my friends that have gotten caught up into heroin, and none of them have intended to become an addict, but ultimately what happens is you try it one time, you try a pill one time even, just take one pill. Take marijuana, for instance, you smoke marijuana once, it progresses to the next drug, and then ultimately you're on the heroin, and heroin is the hardest drug to get off. We've ran on multiple kids from Pickerington Local School District that have died from heroin in the last 2 to 3 years. It's a very, very horrible drug, along with any other drug, and the key to understand about that is that any drug can be laced with anything, and you do not know where it's coming from. So even if you think it's a safe drug, there is no safe drug. Every drug is different. With that being said, I challenge you to write down on a piece of paper and deliver it to the fire department what you want us to tell your family when you die from a drug overdose before you decide to use drugs. That way, we don't have to deal with telling them why you died and why heroin or any other drug was more important than your friends and family.
What I really need from you is some kind of campaign that comes from the students. Something that says, don't do drugs, without saying, don't do drugs, because we realize that you've heard that over and over, and it's kind of an old message. So I want something new, something that will resonate with the kids in your school, and something that maybe we could take nationwide. So that is my challenge to you. Give us a new campaign, a new anti-drug campaign for the community.